Hey guys, this is Haru Miyagi. I just want to run down and kind of tell you what Magic's capability is. Now, as you may know, it's been around for more than 5 years, and we've actually had a lot of traders that seen a lot of good results. But as you may know, trading involves risk, so just getting Magic doesn't make you a better trader. You got to use it right. And so, just to give you some ideas, you can actually trade. Depending on your broker, you can trade currencies like the Forex. So you see all these pairs right here. Uh, I can list all these pairs that you can trade. Now, some of them, when you open a live account, they actually offer other things like stocks, like Google, or you can trade Apple, and then you can actually trade like index. Some of them offer on their MT4 platform uh, the CFDs, spot metals, binary option. I mean, you name it. So you can actually use Magstick to trade any market you can imagine. And so, as you may know, as long as there is a chart, Magstick, if it's on the MT4 platform, then it's a tradable market. Okay, and this is a trade that I had. It's still in. I mean, pretty amazing. Is I had a sell right here, and all I'm looking for, guys, is I'm looking for a close on the other side. So literally what I can do now is I can lock in those profits like this, and I can move my stop loss past the green line, which is my entry point. So I put sell SL and say OK. Now the beauty about Magic is you can see what it's going to do for you, how it works. Like I said, there was a trade I had on the Swissy here, and here's just an example: is when you pull from the history, you just drag and drop it into the platform. I sold on the USD Swiss franc, and so I entered there. I had my original stop right around there, and this thing dropped. And so what I did is I drew a line from here to here as a sell close SL. So if once it closes above this line, then it will exit me out of the trade. And I actually moved once this market was down here, I actually moved my stop loss to +1. So it really didn't matter if the market went against me, it would actually eliminate my risk. And so this trade right here produced right around 30 pips. Okay, so it is on the 1 hour chart, and that's the beauty of this actual tool. Like I said, you can actually go to the pound dollar here. You can adjust the actual trading tool on whatever time frame you like to choose. Now there is plans to only work with certain brokerage. If there's a broker that you want us to specifically work with, or there is a reason for them to be a part of us, we'd like to know. So kind of break things down for you on some of the functionalities here. You'll be able to list multiple commands in one line. Okay, so you could actually have like your stop orders, everything trigger within one line. And like I said, you can actually trade anything, currencies, whatever the MT4 platform is offering. Uh, you can trade it with Magic. Okay. So here we have, you can adjust your lot size the way you want to. You can change some of these parameters here, like the slippage. You can change it so it shows the trendline info. The alert, meaning that it will ring on the MetaTrader 4 platform. You can have it email you, saying that you are receiving a signal. You can make it so it doesn't place a trade, but you can verify it and say, okay, I want that trade in, place a trade. Okay, and you can manually wake up and then place a trade. If you like the setup, maybe you don't like it, you can filter out candlesticks. You can use the breaking commands, the limitations, the stop losses, take profits, the profit taking, the closing commands. I mean, I mean, you name it. This thing can do whatever you can with the line, and money management to percentage, distance to reversals. So this thing, Magic, like I said, if some of you may like indicators, so I'm just going to give an example here. Let's put in, let's see here, let's put some fib levels in, okay, and then what I like to do is I'll bring up my expert advisors here. Okay, say okay. So that's on. Oh, the wrong parameter. And you can actually save these as templates as well. That's the awesome part is you can change. I'm going to just load my template here. So H1 or H4 is what we want. Say OK. Oh, I didn't change that. Let's save that as H4 here. And let's save it. You can save these presets the way you want to. So let's say that we want to call this a Magic uh, 4 hour chart. And I can actually save this as a template. So I can go like this and click on here and save as a template, like fib 4 hour magic stick. Okay. So whatever you like to trade, if you like indicators, if you like no indicators, if you have, if you use Bloomberg or if you use some other thing that you might want to incorporate. Now you can have it on one chart. It may interfere with the matchstick. So what you like to do, let's say that I'm specifically looking at the pound dollar here, and I might like certain indicators that tell me that it's overbought, oversold. I can actually bring up another chart with the pound dollar and then put it right here. Okay. And let's actually just bring in the Magic H4 chart. And so right here, we can do our observation in our market analysis, and let's say that we want to have one chart be the 1 hour chart, let's say. So whatever methodology you like, let's say that we just like. Oh, I haven't saved a template, so let's do that real quick. So save. So 1 hour save. Okay, so it should be good. 1 hour, say okay. And then switch it to the 1 hour here. And like I said, the breakout version I'm giving out for free is doable. Let's see, Magic H1. It's actually able to work on any MT4 platform. Okay, it's not bind to a certain broker. So H1. All right. So here, I mean, this is maybe, and this is just an example here. Is some of you may like the H1 chart for entries and exit points. So let's say that you took the break right here. That was your entry point, and then you're looking at the H4 chart on the pound dollar, and you're exiting because it's hitting the first Fibonacci level here. Okay. So for instance, let's say that you have a 169 moving average, or let's say you had a methodology that was based on a 62 moving average. Let's do that smooth here, or simple, and say okay. So let's say that that was your methodology, is you like to look for fib bounces. So let's pull this back just to give you an example here. Okay, so for instance, you're looking for a break of this high, or you're looking for a break of this moving average, and you're looking to buy this up because it's above the average. And then you have the pound dollar over here. Now I can't really determine exactly where it would be at, but maybe your market analysis using one time or one chart as your technical analysis. Your other chart, maybe you have some kind of indicator that's does the authentication process, or has like some special key or some other like random thing that can interfere with servers. Okay, so a couple things to note is if you have like a virus blocker thing, then that might be a hinder to your servers. So you want to make sure that the commands are listed. You want to do a test run and make sure everything's operating correctly. Okay, and then once you have all that done, then you can basically, like I said, you can trade anything you want. You have all the stuff listed on the left hand side, your margin check and all that good stuff, lot sizes, your account size if you want that there, as well as like I said, you can modify this to whatever money management rules you may have. Okay, so some people, they specifically like to work with percentages, and then some people like to work with maybe a fixed lot size, a certain lot size, because that's just the helps them focus in their trades. Okay, and like I said, the beauty about Matchstick is number one, you can have it on multiple charts, you can have it on multiple computers that is licensed, and then also you can trade anything you want to. I mean, let's just give you an example. Let's say we're trading the commodities. Okay, I mean, look at how many, and we're just going to look for breakout trades. Okay, so I'm just going to give you an example. As you see a swing high, you don't know anything about the futures. You have resistance at the top, support on the bottom. Okay, and I'm just going to give you some example. There was a false break, so you could look for an entry there, reclose above with a small loss. Entry right there, you may have held on, and this thing just runs. And then, I mean, that thing, you could have protected your position, plenty of time to react. Maybe some of you like trend lines like this. Beautiful run. Like I said, using support and resistance is another way to approach the market. So if you find resistance at the top, support on the bottom here, like I said, you may look for this zone, break out. Might have took some profits there, or look to take this other side here, and vice versa. I mean, you'll see that these lines that we've drawn here will possibly work in the future. So maybe a break of this high, that was your entry. There was a false break downwards, so you might have lost a little on a small trade there, and then look at this thing just run. Okay. And like I said, this is the commodity pair. Some pairs, they are more volatile. So like this right here, this run, this is just an example. 180 pips or 118 pips. Sorry about that. Oh, 190 pips. Yeah. So for instance, if you took that trade, that might have been, something that's never heard of in your own trading journal. Okay, because some of you may only like to take 10 pips or 5 pips or whatever. Okay, so this is just another example here. Is there's a break of this low here, and look at that run. This is 120 pips, and that's only the euro yen. Some of the exotics, like let's go to the pound yen and bring that thing up. And some of you, this may be a pair that you may be interested in, or it's just too volatile for you. So I'm just going to go to the Matchstick 1 H1 chart, and so I'm just going to give you an example. Is some of you may look for like the break of this trend line here as the entry point and look to take this run, and I'll just give you an example of this. This right here, wasn't as long as the Aussie dollar, but in a very short amount of time, this thing moved about 180 pips. Now, on the other side, some of you may have took this trade. You might have actually looked for the break of this trend line and gone in right there and held on for, several days, and this is 219 pips. And then maybe you took this other trade. Okay, so it really depends on what you like as far as currency pairs. So here, this one moves about 100 pips, and some of you may like that type of volatility, and some may not. Some of you may only like the euro dollar. For instance, this move, it looks like a lot. This is actually the H4 chart, but here to here is about 30 pips. Looking at it looks a lot more, and this is the H4, so you can imagine that was 100 pips. And if you look at the pound yen, the comparison is so much different. So that's the beauty, guys. Matchstick can actually work on any currency pair, any time frame. If you like the 5-minute chart, let's actually change it so it fits in the 5-minute chart. Okay, and you can create your presets so you don't have to go in here all the time and make your template here. So let's do a H or M5, and let's just save it. I guess we'll just put Matchstick M5. Alright, so some of you like the smaller time frames. Maybe you're a scalper, you like certain pairs for scalping reasons, and here again you may be looking for just a better entry point. That's really up to you. Some of you like this kind of scenario where you have this entry. You could actually have a pretty small stop loss, like a 20-point stop loss, and carry it up. Depending on how you're trading this thing, where that line go. Oh, right there. I mean, you could have carried it for a while, and like I said, you could use Magic. Let's say your entry point's based on the 5-minute chart. You can bring up another chart with a bigger time frame that you might consider as saying it's a longer term trend. Okay, so let me pull it up like that. Looks like we're waiting. Okay, we're good. So maybe you got in like right here on the 5-minute chart, and you just have a small stop loss, and on the 1 hour chart, you're able to like hold on to like this. So maybe possibly you had like a 7-point stop loss, and you were able to pull off an 80-point trade out of it. Alright guys, well that's the beauty of it. Like I said, you can use it on anything you can imagine as far as trading is concerned. And what we're doing with this new version is we're implementing some really nice features in it that, I mean, depending on your trading style, you'll just love it. Alright guys, take care.